Welcome, welcome, welcome. Classical Pilates. We're going to have elements that are total body strength, but we're going to have a lot of elements. If you've done Pilates and you are familiar with it, a lot of the moves that we have planned for today are going to be familiar to you. So please come to the top of the mat. I feel like my mat is a little sandy, which is not the best feeling, but we'll get over it. And we're going to sit nice and tall. So look, we're going to flex the feet first of all. And I want you to move the flesh of your butt back and really feel the sits bones kind of digging into the ground. And if this hurts your back, if this positioning hurts your back, then please elevate your butt up. So you can use a cushion, you can use a bolster, a towel, whatever it is, to just lift your butt so you're not in any back pain. And then we're going to have our hands around our knees. And then we're going to round our back, chin to chest, inhale. And then exhale, bring it up. And then again. And bring it up. 2 more. One more. And then we're going to slowly go all the way down, reaching our hands forward, chin to chest, then hands by our side, and we're going to get ready for the 100 right off the bat. So the way I want you to perform the 100 is any way that is best for your back. In other words, you can perform the 100 with the thighs parallel to each other. The kneecaps would be looking up. The pelvis would be relatively steady. And then you can do this, okay, pumping the arms. That's fine. You can also do a tabletop 100, and that's taking it up a notch, making it a little bit harder. You can also do a straight leg 100, a little bit on an angle. This, of course, is a lot harder. And then you can do the classical 100, which basically you have your legs about 2 inches off the ground. So if any of those hurts your back, you've got to take it back a notch and make sure that you are protecting your spine. So please come into the position that is best for you. I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 inches off the ground. I'm going to squeeze my thighs together, engage the pelvic floor, and we start pumping our arms. If you need to do this with one hand behind your head, that's fine. I will tell you when we have reached 50. And when we've reached 50, that's when you switch. So let's begin. We inhale and exhale. $50. 30 more. And now we hold it. That was 100. The left foot goes down. The right leg goes up, straight up, pointed foot, hands at the base of the skull. Keep your lower back pressed into the ground. Flex, lower the right leg. Exhale, point and lift, lifting those shoulder blades up. Bring it down. Bring it up. 7 more. Flex, point. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold it up. Switch. Flex lower. Point lift. We've switched legs. Two more. And then we release. The arms are going to be nice and wide. I want you to kind of imagine that there is a weight on each arm, so make it nice and heavy. And then drop the knees over to the left, making the right arm really heavy so that you're opening up the right chest. And then switch. and then reach one leg forward pointed and then the other, reaching your hands overhead. Inhale here. Exhale to slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. Once you're up, please flex your feet, reach forward, point, bring it all the way down. And again. Reach it, point, bring it all the way down. Two more. One more. Hold it right here, and you can kind of do what I did. I moved the flesh of my butt back, reach it forward, as far forward as you can, as though you're being pulled with your hands to one direction and with the tailbone back to the other. And then as we go down, we're gonna go right into flexed bicycles. So hands at the base of the skull, we go right down into flexed bicycles from side to side to side. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it here. Crunch up to the right. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Then to the left. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Pressing your back into the floor, especially as we lower down. We're going to go for another 4. We're going to go for one more good one. And then once again, straighten one leg and then the other pointed. And this time you can perform the roll up with your arms straight like we did before, or you can make it a little bit harder for yourself and have your hands at the base of the skull. So choose your pick. Remember that at the base of the skull, it's a little harder. We inhale, exhale, press your back into the floor, flex the feet, reach the head forward, point, bring it down. 2 more. One more. And then from here, we're going to go all the way down, hands by our side, and we're going to get ready for the single leg circle. So make sure that your arms are slightly pressed down because everything should be pretty much activated in order to keep the pelvis steady. So my left leg is going to be strong against the floor. The arms are going to be slightly pressed. And then I lift the right leg and I rotate it out so that my hip joint is on that external rotation, open a little bit. And the heel is going to lead the way. So I cross the midline of the body, drawing a big circle, keeping the body as steady as possible, even though my leg is moving around and it's pretty heavy, okay? One more time. Same leg, but we switch direction. Inhale and exhale. And then we switch. Bring the left leg up, externally rotated, draw through the midline of the body. Switch direction. And then release. Bringing both feet onto the floor, bring your butt way up. So I just want to point something out. Remember that right now we're focused on the core, right? This isn't a yoga class. It's not a stretch class. We're very, very much focused on keeping the spine neutral and wrapping everything around our spine. So the butt's very squeezed and the rib cage is nice and closed and tight so that it's not this, all right? We're keeping the powerhouse on. And then the left foot is going to get closer to the right. And if it hurts your back, you can put your back down on the floor. All right. So the right leg is going to go way up. And again, we're going to externally rotate like we did a moment ago in the single leg circle. And we're going to draw a little circle for 10, 9, squeeze the left butt, 8, 7, 6, keeping everything nice and steady, 3, 2, switch direction, 10, 8, 2, 1. Keep the butt up. Place the right foot on the floor. Keep those abs tight. The left leg goes up. Straighten it, turn it, and circle it. 7, 6, switch direction. 10, 9, 7, 6, 1. Put the foot down. Don't put your butt down. Make sure you've got about hip width between the thighs. And of course, if your back was down, just bring it up into the bridge. And if you need a break, of course, go ahead and take it. We inhale, lower the butt just a tiny bit. So I'm mostly just releasing the squeeze. Then exhale, squeeze it back up. When you squeeze the butt, please engage the pelvic floor. We're going to go for another 4, 3, 2. And on the next one, please stay up. The left foot, I know it's hard, but try to stay up with me, okay? The left foot comes to center. The right leg goes on top of the left. We dip the pelvis to the right. Exhale, work your obliques and your glutes in order to return to neutral pelvis. Inhale, drop. Exhale, neutral. Two more. One more. And then hold the butt up. This is the very last push in the bridge, I promise. Switch. Inhale, drop. Exhale, drop. And 2 more. One last one. And now keep the legs as they are, but bring your butt all the way down. Well done. So the hands are going to now be at the base of the skull. And the left leg is on top of the right. The left knee is open. I inhale here and I exhale to bring the right shoulder up to the left knee. And then bring it back down. Let's go again for another 9. And we want to go down slowly, controlled. And now flex the right foot, the bottom leg, and let's push the legs towards the chest and then slowly bring it back down. Pressing your back down. 4 more. It's all about the control on the way down. One last good one. And then hold on for a moment. Glue that left leg to the right. Keep them crossed over. Open up the elbows and then just drop the legs over to the left, opening up that right elbow, making it nice and heavy. And then let's come back to center. The left foot is going to be on the floor. The right leg is going to be on top of the left. For now, we're not going to move our legs at all. And we exhale, the left shoulder goes up to the right knee. Inhale, bring it back down. Slow on the way down. Two more. And here's the last one. And now we're gonna flex the left foot. Okay, so remember the legs are gonna come up, and what's very important is that on the way down, we control the way down and really push our back to the floor. So it's exhale, bring it up, and bring it down. Ha, 4 more, oh my goodness. 3, 2, and we're gonna go for one more good one. Keep the head down, the elbows should be heavy, and I want you to glue the right leg onto the left and pull the legs down towards the right. And let's release it. If you need to go through a sip of water like me, then please go ahead and do that. And then we are going to lie down on our side. So lying down on our side, where your main job right now is to keep your pelvis steady. And that comes from both the core and the bottom leg. So core meaning the rib cage is closed, the pelvic floor is engaged, I'm tightening up my abs, and the bottom leg is pressing down into the ground. But if you still feel wobbly, if you're still just not owning that steady pelvis yet, then the free hand, okay, the hand that is not under your head, you can put it on the floor. But in order to work a little bit harder, I'm gonna place it on my waist. So the legs are gonna slightly come forward, they're flexed, closing the rib cage. And I exhale to bring the leg way up without opening the pelvis, okay? So basically what I'm doing is I'm constantly keeping my knee and thigh looking at the wall in front of me. I inhale, press it down. Exhale, bring it up. Two more. One more. And now we're gonna draw a big circle. So we're gonna hover over the bottom leg, and now you're gonna have to work a little bit harder with the bottom leg and your abs. We inhale, bring the leg as far forward as possible, then we circle it around. This is gonna be 7 more, so it's 8 total. One more time. And then please hover over the other leg and bring the leg forward. Flex, push it back. So when you push back, your main job, and the thing I want you to hyper focus on, is not moving your back around, keeping everything steady. So you're squeezing from the glutes. We're going for another 3, 2, 1. And now release to please go onto all fours. And before we go on to the other side, through the all fours position, we're gonna go into a pyramid, and I want you to take a moment, stretch out in the pyramid, and kind of compare the right side to the left, all right, with all the work we just did. So we go back, we relax the head, we turn from right to left, and then we're gonna press one leg down or heel, and then the other. And then let's release it, and we're gonna do that whole thing on the other side. So lying down on our side, just a reminder, because this is the point of the exercise, that we keep the pelvis really steady, we keep the rib cage closed, everything should be tight, pelvic floor, bottom leg is pushing down, okay? And we start with the up and down. So we exhale, lift the leg up, squeeze the butt without opening the pelvis, bring it back down. One more. And now we're going to go for those big circles. So it's going to be inhale and exhale. Ha. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and then we're going to just hover over the bottom leg. We're going to point, bring the leg forward, flex, push it back, squeeze. So it's inhale and exhale. One more time. And then release it. Again, moving on to all fours. Again, from the 4 position, we're going to go into that pyramid. So press your hands down into the floor, come out of the shoulder blades, flex, and slowly come back, digging those heels into the floor. Relax the head. Then one heel goes down into the ground, and then the other. And I want you to bring the left foot, please, closer to the right. The right leg is going to go way, way, way up. Open the pelvis and then drop that right heel to the left butt. And then switch. Open and drop. And then release to lie down, please, on your belly. So remember, when we work the core, okay, so we are basically working everything that is connected to our spine, right? That's the definition of the core. So we're now going to get into our spinal erectors. And I want you to also squeeze the butt, and I also want you to engage the pelvic floor. And as you can see, there's a Bodyholic logo over here. These pants are on the site, just dropping it in there. You can ignore that if you want, or you can go get yourself a pair of the most comfortable pants on earth. The forehead is going to be heavy on your hands. The shoulders are going to be back and away from the ears. And then we're going to exhale and come up with the upper body where the head is heavy on your hands. The shoulders are back and away from the ears. And we're holding it here. We're squeezing the butt. We're engaging the pelvic floor. And the elbows are going to touch the ground. Exhale, bring it up. Elbows touch the ground. Exhale, bring it up. So essentially what we are focused on right now is the postural work. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. 1 more. And then we place the forearms on the floor. The elbows are directly under the shoulders. We flex the feet, and we're going to work our way up gradually into the plank. So I push the forearms into the floor, and I close the rib cage. I lift the knees. Come out of the shoulder blades. Then we put the knees down, and we put the belly down. Close the rib cage, lift the knees. Knees go down, belly goes down. Rib cage, knees. Knees, belly. Let's go for another 4. 3, 2, 1, and then hold the plank, pushing the forearms into the ground, squeezing the butt. Now, if it's possible, we're also going to glue the legs together, and doing that makes it a little bit harder. So if you need to, you just bring them a little further apart. And now we're going to open up into a side plank. And if this side plank is actually feeling like it's too much, then what I want you to do is bend the bottom leg, okay? So we can hold it right here. And then I want you to imagine that there's a big sponge that's just sitting right over here on your hip. And we're pushing that sponge down, pushing the hips into the hand. And just hold that. And then we're gonna transition through the center over to the other side. And I just want you to hold it here for a moment. Remember, you can bend the bottom leg. And then we do that again. We imagine that sponge. And then we exhale to push the pelvis and hand in towards each other, the waist into the hand into the waist. And then we come back to center and we release. So from here, I want you to please sit on your heels or stand on your knees. So if this is actually too intense, you can just stand on your knees. Just make sure that your knees aren't hurting. So if you need to pad them up, that's perfectly fine. And we're just gonna roll our shoulders back. Nice big circles for 4, 3, 2, and one more time. And now we're gonna place the left hand on our waist. We're just gonna hang out like that. And the right hand is gonna come all the way around, circle it around, and close that circle. And again. And again. And then come as far forward as possible to get this nice stretch on through the back. And slowly come on up, and we're gonna switch. So, and the reason I have you place the hand just hanging out there on the waist or on the hip is in order to stabilize yourself, okay? So you kind of wanna firmly press it down. And then the left hand goes up and over, opening up the chest when it goes back. One more time. And then we're gonna go all the way up and over and really get the butt steady in the polar direction from the hand. So my left hand is going to the right, walking to the right, and my left butt is aiming for the left heel. Okay, so I'm in a diagonal position. And slowly come back up. And now we are going to get back onto our backs, and we are going to be hyper focused now on the six-pack muscles. And we're going to lie down on our back. So basically what that means is we're going to be working on our sagittal plane right now, and we're going to get into, we're going to be using classical Pilates for that. So the first thing is going to be the single leg stretch. We're going to have the right hand hold on to the right ankle, the left hand hold on to the left knee, elbows out, and we're going to push that left leg forward, pointed, and really kind of come up and gaze at your navel. And then we switch. And switch. And then hold it right here. And the leg that you're hugging, let's straighten it. And now give me 2 pulses. The elbows should be out, the neck should be soft, and it's pulse, pulse. 3, 2, 1. Now let's hold it right here, squeezing the legs together, pointing your toes, and bring the shoulder blades down, okay? Now, if this position of the really straight pointed legs together is too much, then please either go into tabletop or feel free to put your feet down, okay? Because that can be too much for people's back. So squeezing, and then we lift the shoulder blades up, we lower back down. And your pelvis should be super, super steady. So I'm not lifting my legs towards my chest. It's all about the chest towards the legs. Four more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's bring the hands by our side, keeping the legs the way they are. And now with the smallest little reverse crunch, and you can do this with bent legs if you need to, the smallest reverse crunch, we just push the hands in a little bit, but mostly it's your abs that are doing that mini rollover. Okay, so it's like you're pulling the pelvis with your lower abdominal fibers. So it's exhale, lift. I'm trying to use my arms as little as possible. 3, 2, 1, and then bring the feet all the way back down. Legs are going to be hip width apart. On the next exhale, I'm going to lift the shoulder blades way up. I'm going to reach my hands forward and I'm going to keep this position. The right hand goes up and I switch without lowering my shoulder blades down, not even a little bit. So it's another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. Grabbing the knees, the toes are going to be together, the knees are going to be apart, and I'm going to rock it a little bit so I get into that hovering position. This is going to be rolling like a ball, okay, if you know the exercise. So I inhale, rock it, exhale, and I hover. So my feet are almost going to touch the ground, but I own it at the top before I actually touch. Inhale, exhale. One more time. And we're going to go right into the single, I didn't know it. We're going to go right into the single leg stretch once again. So this is going to be a second round. Elbows out for another 10, 9, 8, pointed toes, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold on right here and go right into that double pulse. Straightening the leg, pulse, pulse, switch. Straight leg, single leg stretch. And of course, you can keep doing this with bent knees if you need to. So it can look like this. All right, perfectly fine. 2 more. Hold it right here. Once again, squeeze the legs together, head goes down. Without lifting the legs, we crunch for 10, 9, 8, or rather without lifting the butt. 6, the burn, oh my God. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs up. Remember, you can bend them, but we're going to do that reverse crunch once again. We're going to do 5 reps. So I'm going to try to use my arms as little as possible. They're just going to hang out there. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting right into rolling like a ball. The knees are apart, the toes are together, and we're going to go for 5 reps. Inhale. We're going to go for one more good one, and then please stay in that hovering position. Grab hold of your thighs, if possible, the hamstrings, and then the right leg straightens, and then the left, and then the right, and then the left for another 4, 3, 2, right into the butterfly position. The feet are together, the knees are apart, and just stretch it out. So we just worked very, very hard on the anterior abs, okay, that 6-pack muscle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give our abs a break. We're going to get into our glutes and the posterior chain, so we're going to be bridging. But I want it to be very clear that the abs have to be on. You have to work your abs because in order to keep the pelvis steady, and that's going to be our focus, your abs have to be on. They constantly have to be tight. So just like I said before, it's not a stretch, okay? Everything's on. The powerhouse is on. Sip and onto your back. So we come into a bridge. Everything's tight. Pelvic floor is engaged. And we're going to get our obliques fired up now. So one option, if you have a sensitive back, is to lift the right heel like this and just focus on opening and closing the knee. All right, just like that. But if possible, you're going to do this with a straight leg up, flex strongly, and your goal right now in life, your goal in life is to not dip the pelvis to the right. All right, very, very important. Don't dip the pelvis to the right. We've got 10 reps. Here we go. We're going to inhale, open the leg, exhale, close. And if you feel like you might be dipping to the right, what I want you to do is use your hands like this, placing them on your waist, and use it as external feedback. Okay, so you can really feel whether you are dipping or not. Hold it right here. Now we're going to do the leg drop. So we're going to flex, lower that same leg, point lift. If you have a sensitive back, you can do this with your back on the ground. So it would look like this, okay? I'm basically doing it in an imprint position. We're going to go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's keep the butt up. I know it's hard, but keep the butt up. And just a reminder, the left heel can come up and you can just do that knee opening, or you're going to bring the leg way up and open to the side. And now we hold it. Oh my God. Flex lower, point lift. Exhale, lift. 8 more. 4, keep squeezing that right butt. 3. 1 more time. And release. Open up the palms, external rotation at the shoulder. And then start moving the knees very, very gently from side to side. Now, what we're going to do is, so we've worked on the anterior abdomen, and now we're going to get into the obliques. So the diagonal rotation is what is interesting to us. We're going to begin with a side-to-side crunch. Legs are going to be in the classical position, hands at the base of the skull. And we exhale up to the right with both shoulder blades. In other words, don't roll it, but rather lift it. Inhale down, exhale up to the left and down. 8, 7, 6. Now let's keep going, but this time we're going to lift one leg. 10, 9, and then switch, of course. 8, 7, 6, 5, come down, bring one leg up, lift the other heel so it's like you're wearing high heels. And now we're gonna switch side to side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way down. Bring the feet forward. The next exercise is the full sit-up side to side, which you can just ignore. Okay, so if the back hurts with the full sit-up, just repeat the side to side crunch. Okay, another thing is try to do it with your hands forward, and that can also help. So it would look like this. We can begin. So it can look like this. 1 out of 10. All right, but if possible, your hands are at the base of the skull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. From here, I want us to continue with the obliques, but this time if you have a sensitive neck, your hands are going to be at the base of the skull. Okay? And it's going to look like this. But if possible, your hands are going to be here. And I want you to just hold on for a moment and touch your right ankle. And then return to center. Don't switch. Do the right ankle again for another 4 and return. 3, 2, 1. Ha! Switch. And release. Drop the head to the right. Just let the left side of your neck soften. And drop it over to the left. The right side of the neck should soften. Okay. Now, what we have left basically in terms of really hitting up the abdominals from all angles is the transverse abdominis, which is basically like a belt, a girdle that's just tight around our spine. And that's that rotation that we do, not the oblique lift, but really the full on rotation. So what we're going to do now is get the feet forward. We're going to flex. And I want you to imagine that someone's standing right in front of you and just gradually pulling you up to a tall seated position. So it's basically we're going to be focused on control. We inhale, exhale, slowly come up. And then we're going to come halfway down. Halfway down so you're on your sacrum. Now, if this is just not right for me today, okay, maybe I'm feeling it in my back, then I just go all the way down so that I'm almost at my shoulder blades. Okay, so I'm right here. Then I'm going to rotate to the right, hold it, and rotate to the left. And rotate to the right, and rotate to the left. We're going to go for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center, come all the way back down, very controlled. Once again, we imagine that imaginary person just standing in front of you and just picking you up. Okay? Nice and tall. Once again, we're going to go into that C shape. You're on your sacrum. Now, if possible, the hands come up a bit. All right? And then again, we rotate. And then all the way back down. Oh my God. We're gonna do that one more time, okay? So we reach the hands forward and we come all the way up. Nice and tall. And then we're gonna go all the way back down onto the sacrum or almost onto our shoulder blade. And then maybe we can bring the hands even further up. Let's see. And rotate for 10. Oh my God. 3, 2, 1. And release completely. Once again, we open up the arms 90 degrees and the legs are going to fall over to the left. And you're going to turn the head over to the right. And I want you to really deepen the spiral if possible. Exhale to try to even deepen the stretch around the chest. And then slowly, slowly go over to the other side. And then center. And then hug your right, or rather your left leg towards you and push that right leg away from you. So you're pointed with that right leg. Circle the left ankle around one direction. And then the other. And then we switch. Circle it around. And then both legs are being pulled away from the body and the hands are being pulled away from the shoulders. Stretching it out. And then release. Let's slowly get into a bridge, but it's not going to be that powerhouse bridge that we've done, but rather slowly come up. And this time I do want you to come out of that powerhouse, lift the pelvis as high up as possible, squeeze the butt. And then slowly bring it back down. We're going to go on to the side and then into a butterfly position. We're going to grab hold of both feet. And then we're going to pull the elbows towards us. Shoulders are going to be away from the ears. And then gently come up. String the right leg out to the side and bring the left arm up and over. And then we gently, gently switch. Up. And over. Now, let me just make sure that we have enough time because there are a few more stretches that I want us to get in. We're good. We are good. So let's get into, please, a pyramid position. We're going to flex the feet. We're going to go back. And the right hand, I want you to grab hold of the left foot if possible, but without tilting your pelvis around. So stay in the pyramid position, except that you're grabbing onto the left leg. Then come forward and switch. Come forward. Come forward. And then bring the right knee by the right hand, the right foot by the left hand, and slide that left leg way, 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 way back. And you're going to come as far forward as possible, dropping the head. Of course, if dropping the head hurts, then don't. You know, you can just prop yourself up. I don't want you to be in any pain. And then push the hands into the floor. Flex the left foot. Bring it up and switch. Slide that right leg back. Oh, God bless the stretches. God bless the stretches. And then we're going to come up, push the hands into the floor, flex, push back into the pyramid one last time, digging the heels into the floor, sticking the butt way up, and then come into a nice, tall, seated position. We're going to end with 2 deep breaths here. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, shake it out. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, shake it out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well done, well done. That wasn't easy. That was like pounding into every single fiber of our abdominals and our core. So kudos to you, well done, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.